One summer when I was 8 years old, my dad took me on a charter to the Coronado Islands, and I caught my first yellowtail. And I can remember to this day, when that fish started to bite and I hooked that fish, it suddenly changed my life. When I took over as the president of the Sport Fishing Association, I decided I needed to find a way to let Mexico know how much the fleet appreciated the privilege of fishing in Mexican waters. So I established Fish Across the Border.
Well, Bob was president of SAC at that point in time, also a member of Club 33. And he felt we've gotten so much from the Mexican waters and so much from Mexico, especially in the sport fishing industry. He wanted to give back, and GT endorsed it totally, and so did I.
And we all agreed that we could pull together Rotary and SAC and bring the benefits of sport fishing to Mexico to help the needy through the Ensenada Rotary.
Bob told me he needed to get a vehicle to be able to get some sport caught fish, to get it across the border with a philanthropic organization, and Rotary seemed to be the best fit.
We came down in 1994 and brought down the first load of tuna. Bob had already made arrangements with the Ensenada Rotary Club to start this program, and 1994 was the first year.
When we first started the project, we had little knowledge of the difficulties of operating in a foreign country. And so we decided to collect a large supply of used clothing because these people needed every bit of clothing that they could get. And we collected it all, and we took off with it with the best of intentions and stopped at the border, and the guards, they finally just flat said, "You're not allowed to bring these clothes into Mexico." And so we've adapted, we've changed, and it's all now in a positive direction. Over the years, it's begun to build and be refined into what it is today, which is an extremely effective way to help truly needy families by coming together, and one weekend a year we can provide tremendous support through dollars, through canned tuna, and through staple food items. The Ensenada Rotarians are some of the leaders in this community. They have lived here, they have grown up here, and when we come down, they have already gone out into the outskirts of Ensenada, located areas where needy families live, and they have identified those that truly need the help that we can bring.
Yeah, well, my name is Carlos Perez. I am a Rotary member for Ensenada Centenario Rotary Club. It is very important to me because, you know, the group effort, it's more greater than a single effort. A lot of people came to work here with, collaborate, to donate their time and effort. And that's a very beautiful friendship, benefiting more than 5,000 families in Ensenada. So that's a good program.
We are here at the still to be completed museum, where there are tables spread out all over this broad open room, and on the tables are stacked various staple food items. The Rotarians and members of SAC and their families will set up these assembly lines, and they'll move through with bags. They'll be filling with food items, and when they complete the filling of these bags, there could be as many as 35 pounds of food.
This is for Fish Across the Border, and what we're doing, we're stocking up for the poorest of the poor in Ensenada, and we're going to work with the Ensenada Rotary Club and take these to the barrios down here. During the year, the sport fishing fleet in San Diego donates their catch of yellowfin tuna and albacore tuna, and we have it canned. And we're to stock up the food bags with rice, pasta, salt, oil, all the essentials that they need, and give them blankets, soccer balls, different things for the families, so they're all stocked up for the next month or so and can get a good start to the new year.
We have Rotarians from Ensenada, Rotarians from Catalina Island, Rotarians from San Diego, both our club and the Breakfast Club, Rotarians from Vista, but a number of Rotary clubs, Mexico and the United States, are here tonight. Everybody participating, putting these baskets together.
Tomorrow morning, we will take these bags up onto the barrios. We've got Ensenada Rotarians, Vista Rotarians, San Diego Rotarians, and it's really slick.
When I first saw those hovels that these people were living in, families of as many as 6, even 8, in these structures, so many families living in indescribable poverty with no sanitary facilities, with no electrical, with no water, and they were just there surviving. And it became obvious to us that this was not an isolated example. This was a reality. As we returned from these annual expeditions to Ensenada and talked to other Rotarians about the value of this project, we began to get more interest.
My name is Lourdes Storick. I'm from Catalina Island, Avalon, California. I've been a Rotarian for 13 years. We went to a village that it was literally 14, 15, 16-year-old girls with babies. You know, the husbands go and work, but the women always stay behind, and they just have nothing. So this time I brought a lot of blankets and beanies and gloves, and they wanted that more than the toys because they're so cold up there.
I've been coming 12 years. I haven't missed 1 year, and this is just a time of giving and seeing the smiles on the kids' faces and the people in need, and everyone says thank you, and it's just an amazing experience.
The first few times I came, I was just a volunteer with Bob Fletcher, and we have a community down here that tremendously benefits from this kind of outreach, and that's why I think especially the sport fishing fleet in San Diego, after all these years, they want to continue the legacy. They want to continue doing the right thing. We're loading up this truck. We're going to take the food and the tuna from the sport fishing boats up in San Diego to the Albergue San Vicente. So it's a halfway house in Ensenada for migrant workers.
The albergue means halfway house, and what they do is they take a lot of people who are having maybe downtimes in their lives and their families. They bring them in for short or extended stays so they can go find work, get back on their feet. Maybe people who have drug issues, alcohol issues, or just down on their luck in general. We bring them some food and provisions every year, as well as a financial donation to help keep the place running, because it's run entirely on donations.
Las personas que pasan por aquí
Every person that comes through the shelter
tienen cada uno una historia difícil,
have a different story, a very difficult story,
pero con la ayuda de ustedes,
but it's because of the help that you provide,
esto se hace menos difícil.
this becomes less difficult for them.
In the past year, the shelter served 20 years. 20 years of work and uninterrupted service to the poor and migrants. In this time, the shelter received 50,000 persons. 50,000 persons. We take care of all of them with food, clothes, lodging, medical attention. That is why the gift we have received from Sport Fishing Association, it is very, very important for us. Dear friends, thank you very much and God bless for all of you.
Well, we want you to know that all these years that you've done such great work here, we have been honored to help. And so, in an effort to continue to help and move forward, the Rotary Club of San Diego has $500 that we want to give to the albergue in hopes that you can continue the wonderful work you've been doing. So, here.
This is for the albergue. Okay, thank you.
Not for you.
This last year, the order of nuns that was running that halfway house for the homeless had to leave because the order had no money to pay them. Ensenada Rotary is seeking another group of nuns that would be willing to come in. In the meantime, they have social workers that they're able to have in the facility to keep it running. And the money that we provide goes a long ways towards helping. And the Ensenada Rotary are all right there. And they have fundraisers and they provide dollars. But additional dollars for the albergue, for example, would be fabulous. And I know that Ensenada Rotary puts up their own people and money often to keep things going.
Today we're going to a little area south of Ensenada called Mañadero. It is the home of a large group of farm workers who migrate through the area during the harvest. And you'll be able to see how well the Mexican families or orcas ordered into different lines to collect blankets and food and maybe toys. And this is all thanks to a wonderful couple. Dr. Eloy Perez and his wife Charo have been caring for these people and for their offspring for many, many years.
So we're on the outskirts of Ensenada in the outlying areas. We have about 16 locations right now throughout the city that similar operations are going on where the food and blankets are being passed out to the people that need them the most. The folks that you see around us right now, these are all the families of migrant farm workers for the most part. They're basically in need constantly for just about everything. So the food and the blankets and some of the stuff that we're bringing them today, it's really going to make a difference to their lives.
I started out with a goal of benefiting my organization by doing this and incidentally benefiting the people down in Ensenada. And the most satisfying thing to me has been how I've changed my view and how now I look forward so much to another year of great friendships with the Ensenada Rotarians and their families, and how I look forward to seeing the looks on those families when we give them what we bring to them. And it's all so much more rewarding than that initial thought when I started this so many years ago. Today, it's really, truly service above self and helping others that are less well off than yourself to have a little bit better life.